Anamosa is celebrating its 150th birthday, and it all started with the river, where the Buffalo Creek and the Wapsipinicon River come together was the place that the first settlers came, and they called it Buffalo Forks. They made a mill here, and the first settlement was started in 1838. The town grew and moved east, but our very first roots go back to the river and the Buffalo Forks. What do you think of the pageant?
I like it.
I think it's wonderful, just wonderful.
A little more practice, I think, would have been.
Oh yeah, but it's coming together. Hey Brenda, is the birthday cake done?
Yes.
Well, that's good. We had fun doing that float. We've had our store open since October of 1987 and done very well all through. Hi. That's all right, Judy. You can get in. It's a busy place. This is such a neat store. We like all the things that are on display, and they all mean a lot to all the people. Our logo was chosen by the committee, and it's the Wapsipinicon Bridge along with Indian Anamosa. And that logo is on lots of our different memorabilia. We especially like our pewter belt and our little thimble that you can see the tiny logo here as well. We have it on the spoon. It's on lots of our different items. The glass bell, a different kind of logo, or the same logo, but a hand-painted ball. And this was done by Maria White, a ceramic lady from Monticello. Our Sesquicentennial plate. We even have a little child's purse. I want to be sure to show you the cup with our logo. And the motto was Bridging 150 Years. We have 3 other cups besides this. The Depot, Small Town USA, which is Main Street of Anamosa, and the old middle school that is now torn down. You'd also
Come on, people. Time's a-wasting. Join our Sesquicentennial celebration.
BTW ladies. They are, if they will please stand, and would you hold your applause until I recognize all of them. Okay, Glenn McLaughlin.
if you turn around, then everyone can see you.
Mildred Paul. Rose McRae. Zeta Breaker. lady in the wheelchair.
In planning for this, we didn't think it was very fair to choose one person to be king and one person to be queen. We thought, let's open it up to anyone 88 or over, and of course we chose 88 because it's 1988. So that's how that all came about, and we're very happy to have this many people here. We have arranged a costume contest and a beer judging contest for the Sesquicentennial celebration. Tonight, the costumes will be reviewed, and tomorrow, the winners will be announced.
First, our first category is going to be the authentic clothing. Our first contestant is Florence Williams. She's been a long-time resident here. This outfit was worn in 1874 by Flo's grandmother, Sarah Nelson of Boone, Iowa. Her outfit is a black top and skirt, topped by a velvet hood, and it's accented by spats. Maybe we can convince Flo to lift her skirt so you can see the spats. I know showing your ankles wasn't the thing in that day, but Flo's not shy. Our second contestant in the antique category is Nita E. Johnson, who lives at 201 North Pratt. She's wearing an authentic turn-of-the-century black ankle-length skirt. It's topped with a scarlet period blouse with leg button sleeves. Her hat with the flowers and ribbons, her black gloves, and her purse are also authentic. This outfit has been acquired by Nita over a period of time, much thanks to the help of Lois Barnes. Our next contestant, still in the category of most authentic, is Lillian Stockton. This is an original gown that was similar to the Good Styles. This belonged to Lillian's great aunt, and it is at least 130 years old. This dress is black and white striped cotton lawn with mid-length ruffled sleeves. While not shown here, it is made for a bustle. And she has her black beaded purse, which matches her outfit and shows it off too. Just great. Our fourth contestant in the category of most authentic is Jane Porter, who lives at 807 North Williams. She's wearing a black two-piece taffeta dress, which was worn by Jane's grandmother, who was born in 1890. The bodice has small and large tucks banded with black braid. The sleeves are full at the cuffs, and they are banded with matching black lace. The skirt has a double pleat at the back for a bustle effect. Now we move on to the category of Sunday best. We only have one entrant, but several people. This is the Engelbart family, all decked out in their Sunday best. The girls, Stephanie and Katie, are visions out of a fairy tale, dressed up like Little Miss Muffet and Little Bo Peep. And then the other daughter, Jenny, is ready for a stroll around the town square in her pleated front buffalo with her skirt. Tom is wearing a Victorian front shirt and knickers, and his brother Matthew is dressed from the Tom Sawyer era. Father Steve is decked out in his Sunday best tails and top hat, and Mother Melinda appears in her prairie dress with a shawl. Her high-top beige shoes are over 100 years old. won the category of the best reproduction of the era. Our first contestant is Helen Gerst, lives at 203 East 1st Street. This is a reproduction of an old-style dress. It's made with 9 yards of no-iron cotton. Pioneer women have appreciated that. Then enhancing the dress's beauty is about 10 yards of lace. Next, we have Ashley and Carrie Wild from Route 1 Anamosa. They're dressed in blue dresses, sunbonnets, and aprons of the type worn by the early settlers of Iowa. They are the great-granddaughters of Robert and Evelyn Livingston, who were longtime residents of Jones County. They're also the great-granddaughters of Ed and Carrie Wild, who were longtime residents of Fairview Township. And finally, we have our contestant in the most unique category. Our contestant in this category is Cheryl Wortman Wilson. This is her great-great-grandmother's wedding dress. It belonged to Emma Bodenhofer, the wife of John Bodenhofer, who was a sheriff of Jones County and lived in Anamosa. She does have split cotton drawers, although she tells me it was too hot to wear them tonight. Her outfit is accented by a pearl-handled parasol and an antique lace hanky. And that's our costume review. The winners of the costume contest will be announced tomorrow.
The territory of Iowa was created in the year 1838 after having been part of the territory of Louisiana. Thus, the town of Anamosa came into being in the year Iowa became a territory. Its territory, in turn, having belonged to the Native American, the French, Spanish, and finally the United States. The first settlement at Buffalo Forks commenced in April 1838. The first settlers to arrive were Major George Russ and Sherebiah Dakin from the state of Maine. There were with them John H. Bartlett, wife and child, also a man named Smith, another named Carpenter, and David C. Dumars. They came by the way of St. Louis, up the Mississippi to Dubuque, landing there. From there, they shaped their course for the Buffalo Forks of the Wapsipinicon. Russ put up the body of a log cabin, broke 1 or 2 acres of land, and planted potatoes. This was all that was accomplished as he became ill, and by October, Russ, Carpenter, and Smith died. The first settlers in what is now known as Anamosa were Colonel David Wood and Edmund Booth. The Booths were a fine, sturdy, intellectual family that saw Anamosa grow from a few cabins on the prairie to a good-sized town. The family consisted of Edmund Booth, his wife, Mary Ann, and their children, Thomas Eugene, Harriet, and Frank. A 4th child died when slightly over a year old. They arrived in August of 1839. Word began to spread of the abundance of excellent prairie and considerable timber available at $1.20 an acre, and more settlers came to join the Booth family. One day in 1842, Edmund Booth was visiting his neighbors, the Fords, when 3 Indians came to the house for a meal. There was a man, woman, and daughter. The man and woman were dressed mostly in the costume of white people, with some Indian mixed. But the girl, bright and pleasant-faced, and apparently about 8 or 10 years old, was wholly in Indian dress. She was a handsome child, her dress bright but not gaudy. She wore ornamented leggings and moccasins. The father's name was Nassinus, the mother's a longer one and not remembered, and the daughter was named Anamosa. The 3 were somewhat reserved, but possessed an easy dignity. Their manner and dress convinced the Fords that they were probably a chief and his wife and daughter. They indicated that they were from Wisconsin and were on their way west. The three took dinner at the Fords and departed west on the military road. When the time came to select a name for the new town, the names of the father and daughter were selected as suitable and preferable to repeating Washington and various others for the 100th time. It was learned from Mr. Pratt R. Skinner that the word Anamosa signified white fawn. Thus, at the first session of the court following the platting of 1847, Mr. Skinner and C.C. Rockwell petitioned to have the name of Lexington changed to Anamosa, and Judge Wilson assented, and the town of Anamosa was created. We will be showing some slides of old Anamosa as I review some of the history of Main Street. The first stores in Lexington, later to become Anamosa in 1846, were a grocery store owned by Colonel George Maderi, a blacksmith shop by Gideon H. Ford, a shoe shop by Henry Wagoner, Justice of the Peace Harry Mahan, and clothing store William Sterling. It was noted that Colonel Wood was the first husband of Edmund Booth's sister Hannah. Sometime after the death of Colonel Wood, the widow married Gideon Ford, thus uniting the families of these two founders of Anamosa even more closely. The first store in Anamosa, after the town name was changed, was a small affair kept by Mahan and John Crockwell, and it was said the principal commodity kept for sale was to be poor whiskey. The second mercantile firm was that of Skinner and Clark in 1847. By 1879, after 23 years of incorporation, the city had grown in population to more than 2,000. Businesses had also increased to accommodate the population. The business houses were compactly built of brick and stone and presented a neat and handsome appearance. The public walks were mostly made of stone, and the principal streets were macadamized. Anamosa also had 12 doctors and 15 lawyers at this time. In 1840, a weekly horseback mail route was placed between Dubuque and Iowa City via Edinburgh, the then county seat, which came into the military road at Dartmouth, now Anamosa. In 1841, Gideon Pete procured the establishment of a post office at his cabin and was appointed postmaster. The first post office was established in 1845 when the town was named Lexington, with Pratt R. Skinner, a druggist, as postmaster. The location was later changed to the corner of Main and Booth with the erection of a building. The present brick building, built in 1941, is a fine addition to the present business district. The Depression was a bad time for everyone, but Anamosa survived very well and began building businesses, one of which is well remembered, the apron and shirt factory, which was in the Collins building, and the town continued to grow. It was at this time, in the late 30s, that Jones County bore an internationally known artist, Grant Wood. In 1938, Grant Wood wrote the following letter to Harriet Cunningham, expressing his thoughts and memories of Anamosa.
Dear Miss Cunningham, Anamosa has always held a very warm place in my heart. When I was a youngster, we lived in a farm about 3 miles southeast of town, a long enough distance in those days. I remember the great excitement my brothers and I felt when the family went into town on Saturday to get supplies. As we breasted that final hill before coming into Anamosa, my older brother always cries with a perennial enthusiasm of discovery. I smell town. This does not mean Anamosa had a noxious odor from factories or anything like that. It simply meant that my brother, tremendous excitement was so intense, he actually smelled or fancied he could smell the difference between country and town. To us, Anamosa had all the glamour of New York, Chicago, or Paris, all rolled into one. The name, Anamosa, still brings back some of this youthful excitement in me. Jones County is a region of uncommon natural beauty and of a fine, sturdy people. It has a rich and colorful history. I am sure that every native of this country is, as I am, proud to have been born there and cannot today go through Anamosa or Stone City country without having awakening memories and affections that extend back to their earliest childhood. Sincerely, Grant Wood.
With how our merchants have come through with their old-time window displays. They've done a good job for their own area. Now this happens to be the florist shop, and she's emphasized that part. Here's Sheer Magic, and Bev Giltz has put in her whole window of old barber equipment and tools. Be sure to notice the old chair. Here we have the scout window, and it shows all the things from when scouting was started in Anamosa until present days. And on this side is the campfire window. And the girls worked hard on this one too. I like these pictures. This is DAR's window. It's supposed to be depicting Betsy Ross and the flag. We're proud of that one. Our special historic dolls that our doll committee made. They are all porcelain-headed dolls, and they depict the different eras of Anamosa's history. Like it starts with our Anamosa doll back here. Then we have like the nun doll that is very typical for Anamosa. Our little Irish lad. There's a Bilo baby that is beautiful around the corner here. Our two little German dolls are here. Our little Miss 50 doll is right here. And you know, Anamosa was small town USA, so that's an important doll for that era. Hello, Jim. And all these were dressed by people right here in Anamosa that really researched and knew what they were doing with the dolls. Porcelain-headed. They'll all be auctioned at our auction right after the parade. And here's one of our doll committee right here. Lucille Tebe, she was the one that helped make the heads on a lot of these dolls and part of the committee. She's selling chances now on the Bilo baby. Thank you.
path and a bridge, a red bridge. You can see it from here. That's how you cross over to the highway. The only thing you're interested in is when that swimmer touches the bank. Number 1 should be showing, and when they touch the bank over there and start back, you flip to number 2. Those people are to only be thinking in terms of 13 touches on that bank. That's all you're concerned about. Don't be worried about laps. It's touches. To your mark. Get set.
Go. This morning, Good Morning America at 8:30 had a segment that said, Good Morning America from Anamosa, Iowa. So we're proud of this building. The tour of homes will start here. Anyone coming to town, on Saturday will get their ticket here for our tour of homes. One of the homes is the Keith and Becky Weimer home, the former Strawman home. But that's one of the homes on tour. If you get your ticket, the ticket will have 5 different places for homes on the tour. You can walk to Weimer's house, and then you can walk down here. Next to the post office is Neil and Kay Doherty's house. Neil? You'll notice the Century Home sign. It's over 100 years old. And the distinctive thing about this for this weekend, it's one of our 5 historic homes that are on the tour. And Neil and Kay were really happy that you would let us do this.
Well, we're delighted to have everybody come.
You're welcome.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about the house?
Well, it was built in 1877, and it has 3 fireplaces, one of which is a Carrara marble fireplace, and Flemish tile on the second one. There's an old full chain toilet and a clawfoot tub, and it has its original molding in the original electrical pictures now that were gas, original brass pictures. And it's been taken care of all its life. It's a very lucky house.
This was the home of Edmund Booth, and Edmund Booth was the editor of the Anamosa paper and probably one of the most instrumental people in putting together a good town for us. It's now the home of Dorothy and Glenn McLaughlin, and they are senior citizens. Glenn will be one of our Sesquicentennial royalty. He's 88 years old. Many homes around Anamosa are 100 years older, 100 years or older, and this happens to be one of them. It's the Congregational Parsonage, and it's marked with the Century Home sign. The PEO group decided this would be a good project, and we've really appreciated their help with that. And as you drive around Anamosa, you'll see these Century Home signs. This is the Lawrence home, the home of Roy and Ray Lawrence, and they were stamp collectors and coin collectors. They also published a magazine about their stamps and coins, and very, very good people for Anamosa. But the interesting thing is, when Roy died, he willed this house to the city, and it's now going to be used for the Anamosa Historical Museum. And I believe the girls have been working hard and have this ready to be on display this weekend. They will have, it isn't on the Historic Homes Tour, it will just be a special thing to come to the Lawrence home. But it's very good. The Lawrences also gave a big sum of money and specified it be used for a community center here in Anamosa. In fact, an interesting note, the time capsule for our Sesqui activities will be buried in this community center when it's built. This is the home of Dave and Pam Benson, the former Ament house. Actually, it was built by the Sales family, the Nathan Sales family, but it will be on our Historic Homes Tour. And this couple both work in Cedar Rapids, but they live here in Anamosa and love the house and have done a beautiful job of restoring it. And it's totally furnished with antiques and furniture of the era. We're very happy to have this house on our tour.
something that nobody else has got.
That's what I like to do.
Hop right in. Hop right in. Who needs a train ride? All aboard.
Something like that, and I got I need to go perfect what I do. Separating the stone, the extra weight.
What all is in there now? That just looks like this is laundry soap. Yeah. No, it's not just grease. It's soda and board. Take your bars of soap that you buy, squat soap, any kind. Take your wrappers off and let it age. then it'll get a lot harder. It won't wash away so fast.
Is that right?
Like
Must be what's the matter with that stuff you take a bath with, huh?
Yeah, that's what's the matter. It's so
disappears.
Soft.
It's too soft.
Yeah.
How long do you have to leave it set out? A year?
It helps. Oh, it helps.
6 months.
Is that right?
Yeah, 6, 8 months.
Huh.
You can peek underneath that cloth over there. That's a batch of the hand soap we made already.
15 chickens, I think, for the...
I was down there.
What is it?
Did you weave this then?
Yes, I did.
Chris? You want to see something magical?
I think this is the most fun about it.
I always wondered how that was done.
And there it goes.
Now when I go watch Sleeping Beauty, I won't
Yeah.
have any questions at all. No, somebody in the next seat will ask, and I'll know.
Right. Just picks it up,
They say there's a finger
goes.
on a needle. Where do they mean needle?
Not in this, you don't have a needle. Oh, unless you mean, unless you mean on the Carters.
No.
They are sharp.
Oh, that's right. They suggested
What kind?
Okay, second weight class. Line up over that way so you're out of the way. Everybody, back up. Go.
Straight down, straight ahead. Pedal, straight ahead.
Now for the hole the other end. You gotta steer it. Pedal hard.
Come on, Jay. Pedal hard. Keep going, buddy.
Harder.
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
You guys look out. Get out of his way.
Pedal hard.
Is that it? Everybody back. Ready, go.
Boy, if she beats you, I'm going to be upset, Brandon.
Go!
You must be a farmer.
Come on, beat those boys!
Beat him,
You can beat the boys! Come on! Up! 54-10!
Most gracious God, Lord of heaven and earth, loving and caring Father, we, your children, come together before you this morning to join our minds and hearts in prayer and adoration to you. We praise you for the gifts and graces you have lavished on this special community of Anamosa for 150 years, for guiding the founding fathers, for sustaining our great-grandparents, our grandparents and parents. We praise you for your goodness to Anamosa today, for your countless blessings to each of us. Hear our prayer, O Lord. Continue to assist us, each in his or her own way, to love and to serve you, and to love and serve our neighbors. These graces we ask from your divine goodness through the merits of your Son, Christ Jesus our Lord. Amen.
Now, Father, we pray that your blessing would be upon each one of us as we depart from this place, that we might serve you faithfully in whatever walk of life you have called us. Guide us, direct us, keep us in your love. In the name of Jesus, amen.
bother me. Good. How are you?
Show called Steamboating. In this show are 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders from Strawberry Hill, Viola, Martell, and St. Pat's. We hope that you enjoy the show. Uncle Jed, mind if we come fishing with you? Hey, Uncle Jed, maybe you can tell us about the days when you were a steamboat pilot.
Children, I have some serious fishing ahead of me. I can't spend all day sitting around telling tales. Oh, Uncle Jed, we won't be a bother. Now, you don't suppose those fish are just going to jump into my bucket now, do ya?
Well, maybe if you're real nice to us, you can charm those fish into thinking that it's better keeping company with you than spending one more second on that muddy old river.
Well, if you're especially congenial, I suppose those fish will start leaping into your bucket by the dozen. All right, children. You sure know how to get your way.
We're rolling down the Mississippi. Won't you come and join us on a steamboat trip? Paddle-wheeler standing proud as she can be. All the down and waiting for some company. Step inside on a steamboat ride. On a steamboat ride, come with me. Travel back in history. Listen now, you're feeling like a whistle call. Close your eyes and see her standing proud and tall. Now the paddle wheelers coming round the bend, heading for the levee and then back again. Step inside on a steamboat ride. On a steamboat ride, come with me. Travel back in history. The paddle-wheeler as she treads along, listening and singing out a steamboat song. Listen now, you're gonna hear the whistle blow. Come on everybody, 'cause it's time to go. Step inside on a steamboat ride. On a steamboat ride, come with me. Travel back in history. Step inside on a steamboat ride. On a steamboat ride, come with me. Travel back in history. All aboard!
Well, now that all my courting days are through,
Those days are through. Those days are through.
my hair is gray, my bones are weary too.
They're weary too. They're weary too.
But this old heart's still pumping fine. This brain is working overtime. A thinking and a dreaming about that pretty little girl of mine. The many years have passed, it's true. I still feel sad and blue when I think about the days gone by and my sweet Betty Sue.
Oh, Betty Sue. Oh, Betty Sue. Why did you have to break his heart in two?
Oh, I could spend a lifetime searching around this great big world, it's true. But I never found another girl as sweet as Betty Sue. My sweet Betty Sue. All the world loves music, music. We all love to sing a happy song when we hear that music, music. can sing any melody as long as you don't sing off key. All the world loves music, music. We all love to sing happy songs when we hear that music, music. Somehow we've just got to sing along. Oh, you can sing it high or you can sing it low. As long as you keep singing everywhere you go, you can sing any melody as long as you don't sing off key. All the world wants music, music. We all love to sing happy songs when we hear that music, music. Somehow we just got to sing along. Oh, you can sing it high or you can sing it low. As long as you keep singing everywhere you go, you can sing any melody. As long as you don't sing off key. Now it's your turn to sing along. Music, music. We all love to sing happy songs when we hear that music, music. Somehow we just got to sing along. Oh, you can sing it high or you can sing it low. As long as you keep singing everywhere you go, you can sing any melody. As long as you don't sing off key. As long as you don't sing off
Nostalgia is what this thing is all about. And we might as well face up to it and get as much good out of it as we can. I have to smile at a lot of people. My own kids, for example. They get all teary-eyed thinking and talking about the 60s. There are even some wet-eared and diapered youngsters these days who get all soggy about the 70s. I thank God the 50s have been completely draped in whatever colorless charm they ever had. Believe me, real he-man and she-woman nostalgia cannot be summoned up until you remember back to the 1930s. That's when your red nostalgia is really at.
Carl and Mildred Schoen. We're retired. Monticello.
Mary Louise Holtman Bernardi.
Where do you live?
Florida. Branford, Florida.
What class?
1928.
I'm Verda Glick Remington, and I live in Cedar Rapids. And he just came along. He's my husband.
What class are you in?
28.
Don Rule, I'm a farmer in Anamosa.
Victoria Rule. My husband.
What class were you in?
What class?
1929.
1930.
I'm Warren Reese, and this is my wife Alma. We live in Anamosa, and I'm in the class of 25, and Alma's in the class by herself. She didn't go to Anamosa High School.
My name is Lyle Russell. They call me Squirt, as everybody should know. I'm glad we're at a meeting like this. It's nice to meet old strange friends. Thank you.
My name is Donald Gilmore, class of 43. I'm retired and I live in Monticello, Iowa.
My name's Helen Porter English, and I graduated from the class of 27 from high school, 30 from nurses training.
1920.
Where are you living now?
In Anamosa.
New to Byerly?
What is it?
Lula Byerly.
Lula Byerly.
That's the doctor.
Alvin Byerly, 1919. I live on a farm east of Anamosa. Glenn McLaughlin from Anamosa, graduated in 1918. My wife, Dorothy. She graduated from Manchester High.
Cliff Crow in 1932. Live here in Anamosa.
Dick Paul, Des Moines.
Mildred Paul, Anamosa.
I'm Julia Dumont Anwell, class of 1937. I live in Colorado Springs, Colorado.
I'm Rowena Goodman, Rowena Gordon Goodman. I live in Anamosa, class of 37.
Let's start with the
Alan Siebels.
Class up to 19.
Selena Siebels,
Class of 36.
class of 36.
Bernie Grimm, class of 1936.
Maxine Glick Powers, class of 1935. I am a retired registered nurse and I live in Cedar Rapids now.
Phyla Dufloth Anderson, class of 1935, retired.
I'm Lucille Holden Osterkamp, 1934, retired banker. I live in rural Anamosa.
I'm Maynard Merrick. I'm from the class of 43. And I guess there's 58 of us here tonight, so we're going to have a good turnout here.
John Dumont, Des Moines, Iowa, class of 43.
Mary Dumont Anwell, class of 43, from Uniontown, Ohio.
Kitty Kettleson Siebels, and I live in Houston, Texas.
Chuck Seeley, class of 41.
Ed Kramenka, Omaha, Nebraska.
Margaret McCrae Pilcher.
Marguerite Stahl, class of 41. I'm with the Citizens Bank, and I live in Anamosa.
Gail Mosley Russell, class of 41, Clinton.
I'm Polly Steele Cordell, class of 41, and I live in Palm Bay, Florida.
Betty Shookman Ferrum, live in Anamosa, class of 41.
Mabel Tylen Eden, that's class of 41, and I live in Anamosa.
Rosemary Zeal, I was the class of 47, and I live in Minneapolis.
Jim Hartman, class of 47, Muscatine, Iowa.
And I'm Lorna Hartman from Muscatine, Iowa. I was in the class of 48.
I'm Mildred Barnes Heston, and I live in Cedar Rapids, and I was in the class of 48.
It's Buster Deb, class of 31, occupation, boozing. What is?
I'm Lynn Davenport, and I'm the class of 34.
My name is Thelma Walderbach Phelan. I was the class of 1932.
Howard Remley, class of 1932. I practice law here in Anamosa, as I have for a good many years.
My name is Mary Underwood Wiesman, and I graduated in 1932, and I live in Cedar Rapids, and I'm retired now.
I was Ellen Grabby Walderbaugh, and I graduated in 1932, and I'm retired and live in Anamosa.
June Smith, class of 33, occupation, mighty tired, live in Monticello.
Ellen Moore, class of 1933, retired, live in Monticello.
Everett Mayberry. This is Harry Dearborn, class of 33.
Ruth Jocelyn Hoke. We're retired, and I live in rural Mount Vernon. The name, Edna Bluger, class of 33. Oh, I see. Retired. I live in Anamosa.
Lucille Walderbach, 1932 graduate. I had worked in Chicago for about 50 years, but retired out here again.
Helen Murray. I used to be Helen Brown. I graduated in 1932. I'm the ex-Jones County Auditor, and I live here in Anamosa now.
I'm Gwen McCollum Peterson. I'm retired, and I live in Des Moines, Iowa.
Neva Fox, Davenport. I'm retired and we had 2 daughters. 32. Angie May, retired clerk. East of Anamosa, class of 32.
Ellen May, class 32, retired farmer. Live east of Anamosa.
Elizabeth Dearborn, class of 1932.
Nadine Ireland Fahey, class 31, and I'm occupation housewife. I live at 300 South Elm, Anamosa.
I'm Madeline Stupka Filter. I live in Lexington, Kentucky, and I was in 1931.
Neil Edwards, I'm now retired and I live in Danville, Iowa. Class of 39.
I'm Josephine Camber, Waldebach Camber. I'm retired, living in northern Wisconsin, and I graduated in the class of 39.
Fred Gerst, class of 39, retired, live in Bettendorf, Iowa.
I'm Mary Lucille Tabor Gerst, and I'm the class of 39, and I live in Bettendorf.
Myrna Taylor, I'm a beautician, and I live in Anamosa.
Dorothy Woods, and I'm still working at a dress shop, but I'm from Anamosa.
I'm Angel Farrington, and I graduated in 1939.
Cecil Blaney, class of 39.
California.
Ocala, Florida.
I'm Mel Pete, 1940.
Verna Duncan Gilmore, I live at 103 West First Anamosa.
Molly Owen, Postville, Iowa. What class?
40.
Dwayne Heron, Anamosa. 41.
Class 41.
Lloyd Brickley, Anamosa, class of 41.
Doris Brickley, the wife of Lloyd Brickley.
Phyllis Blakesley, Independence, Iowa.
Bob Blakeslee, I'm her husband.
John Daly, class of 41. Occupation administrator, University of San Francisco, San Francisco.
Brickley Shada, Anamosa, class of 41.
Eli Shada, 8th grade dropout.
I'm Maxine Carroll, and I graduated from high school in 1941. I'm Maxine Carroll Merrick now.
This is Dewey Merrick, Maquoketa, Iowa. Graduated in 41.
Jess Conrad, Anamosa, class of 40.
I'm Margaret Trevarthen. I'm retired. I'm back in Anamosa with Mother.
Laura Ireland Conrad, class of 40, Anamosa.
Leon McGreevy, McNamara, Reno, Nevada.
I'm George Brown, class of 1939. I've been in the Anamosa area all the time.
I'm Josie Shoup Bunting. I graduated in 1939. We're living on a farm. We've been there all our married life practically, but we're retired now. I'm Eleanor Dorothy and live in Anamosa, and I'm retired from Collins Radio.
I'm Catherine Tabor Hasty. I live in Anamosa, and I graduated in 1944.
Don Hasty, class of 39. I'm semi-retired now.
Hi, I'm Frances Babcock Fairbanks. I live in Anamosa, and I graduated in 1939.
I am Richard Harwig, and I live 2 miles east of Anamosa. I'm a rural mail carrier and part-time farmer.
I'm Joyce Porter Wiltsey, class of 1939. I'm a retired abstractor, and I've lived in Manchester, Iowa since 1945.
I'm Willis Fairbanks, Anamosa, and I'm the husband of Francis, and just glad to be part of the program today and tonight and all week. Congratulate everybody.
I'm Nadine McNamara. I'm the class of 43. This is our 45th reunion, and it's just great to be here.
Marvin Engelbart, and this is my wife, Shirley. Harry Rumpel, class of 1955.
I'm Harry Rumpel's wife, Esther. We're from Schaumburg, Illinois.
Norma McGee, class of 1955.
Betty Ann Thompson Swartz, 1945.
Bob Swartz, 1945. Where do you live? In Anamosa, same place she does.
I'm Ernie Herder. I'm a quality control engineer for Fluor Corporation, and right now I'm living in Lockport, Illinois. The home is in Colorado.
My name is Dorothy Downing. Buddy was my husband, and I graduated in the class of 1950, and he graduated in the class of 1946. I'm a registered nurse, and I live here in Anamosa, and Buddy just died 3 weeks ago.
I'm Lois Dunlap, and I'm the wife of Charlie, Sonny Dunlap, and we live in Waverly, and I'm retired, and I love it. and I don't know where my husband is.
My wife just said she didn't know where I am. I'm right here. I've lived away from Anamosa now for 21 years, but I'm afraid I'll always be a misplaced Anamosan. I love it here. It's really nice to see everybody.
I'm Meldine Finn. I live in Anamosa, and I graduated in 1948, many moons ago.
My name is Shirley Taylor Chase. I live in Satellite Beach, Florida, and I work in a retail store.
John Henry Dirks, class of 1947, farm near Center Junction.
Dick Brickley, now in Longmont, Colorado, supervise the music program.
Betty Mae Kettleson, class of 1947. I have a preschool, and I live in Marion, Iowa. And it's wonderful to be here.
Ernest Ament, class of 47. Glad to be back to Anamosa. I'm living in Detroit, Michigan. I teach at Wayne State University, teaching Greek and Latin and classics.
Lloyd Lowry, class of 1947. I'm a records administrator for Rockwell International in Cedar Rapids. Great to be back.
I'm Don McNamara, class of 1946. Who are you?
John Waters, 1950.
Dean Edwards, class of 53.
Slane Edwards, class of 57.
Where are you living now? Anamosa, around Amber.
Mary Fullwider Postel, class of 57. My husband George. Live here in Anamosa.
Lee Edwards, class of 53 from Anamosa.
I'm Donna First Oatman in Anamosa. I still live in Anamosa, Iowa.
I'm Fay Oatman, and I still live in Anamosa.
Joyce Gray Westfall, and I live at Wyoming, Iowa.
Laverne Dodden, I'm from Wyoming. Graduated from a good school, too.
Betty Newhart Todden, Wyoming, Iowa.
Kermit Johnson from Solon, Iowa. 1952.
I'm Barbara Knight Johnson from 1953 from Solon.
My name is Bob Bride, class of 1936.
Nelda Porter Copenhaver, class of 36.
I'm Gertrude Brown Falkers. I graduated in 1934. I live in Anamosa.
I'm Roy Falkers, class of 1936, and we have 7 of our class present.
I'm Leonard Jocelyn, and I'm in the class of 36.
I'm Louise Simpson Wortman. I'm class of 1936, and I was married to Max Wortman, Jr.
Ivan Fiedler, class of 35, retired farmer, live just east of Anamosa.
Jim Corwin, class of 1950. I work in the bank in Monticello and live in Monticello. This is my wife, Barb.
My name's Lori Heimbaugh Herrera, class of 73. I'm a product specialist for Goodwin Service Company. I live in Des Moines, Iowa. This is my best friend.
I'm Vonna Stelkin, class of 73. I live in Worthington, Iowa, and have 3 nice little boys.
Hi, I'm Pat Wilson, and I live in Cedar Rapids now, class of 73.
Clayton McNamara, class of 45. Retired from the grocery store. Still live in Anamosa. All my life.
Class of 63. I don't know.
What's your name?
You know your name. Oh, my name.
And where you're from now?
Jerry Lamp from Davenport, Iowa. Now can I get rid of the microphone?
Jim Brainerd, class of 63. Work for ADM. I live in Kansas City.
Jan English Mahoney. I'm a social worker, and I live in Tallinn, Connecticut.
Marcia Porter Pilger from Boulder, Colorado, class of 63.
John Sanford, class of 1963. Work at Rockwell Collins, live here in Anamosa, and on behalf of the class of 1963, we're just celebrating 25 years. We'd like to congratulate each member of our class and wish the other members of this all alumni banquet congratulations on their return also.
I'm Robert M. LaFollette. I graduated with some mighty fine people in the class of 1938. We're here to celebrate our 50th reunion.
Maxine Nordman, Maxine Johnson Nordman, and my husband George Nordman. We're living in Cedar Rapids.
Harold Westfall, the class of 1938.
My name is Ron Payne. I'm in the class of 1966. I live at Rural Route 2, Anamosa. I'm in self-employed and also work for Rockwell Collins.
Okay, I'm his wife, Linda Preston Payne, class of 64. We, like he said, live near Anamosa. I work in Cedar Rapids as a medical secretary.
I'm John Cheshire. I was class of 64. Occupation is I'm an airline pilot, and I live in San Diego, California.
I'm Kathy Rowe, class of 66, and I live in Chicago. I'm Jane Rule, class of 68. I live in Bettendorf, Iowa.
Diane Bunting, class of 1965. I'm a trust auditor, and I live in Kansas City, Missouri.
Name, Jan Hamlin Williams, class of 65, secretarial, graphics, Cedar Rapids.
Brenda Dirks, class of 1968. I'm just a mom right now, and I live in Grand Junction, Colorado.
Lori Leonard, 1985. I'm a collector at Lease America, and I live in Anamosa.
I'm Barbara Hollub. I work for Reserve National Insurance, and I live in Anamosa.
I'm Marilyn Bertling Hansen. I graduated in the class of 1967. I'm a nurse. I live in West Branch, Iowa.
I'm Alice Bertling Oltman. I am with the class of 1966. I'm a systems application specialist with Equifax Insurance Services through Cedar Rapids, and I live here in Anamosa. I'm Teresa McNamara Hartwig. I graduated in 1981, and I'm a homemaker in the home, and I live in Olin, Iowa.
I'm Alison Houston. I was Alison Hunter. I was AFS student in 1968. And I still live in Scotland, where I came from in 1968. And this is my husband, David. Say hello.
Hello.
My name's Julie Legg Van, and I'm now living in Dayton, Ohio. I have been city planner for about 9 years, but right now I'm a full-time homemaker and parent.
My name is Bruce Engelbart. I'm from the class of 1970. My occupation is a CAD manager, and I live here 2 miles out of Anamosa.
Bill Herder, class of 66. I teach at NITI just outside of Dubuque.
This is Merle Tony. I live in Mesa, Arizona. I'm a accounting supervisor for McDonnell Douglas.
My name is Rick Mile, the class of 68. I work at Northtown Schwinn in Cedar Rapids, and I live in Viola.
My name's Steve Engelbart. I graduated in the class of 1968. Right now my present occupation is estimator for a grading company over in Cedar Rapids. I used to be an estimator for a building contractor, and I live here in town. I'm married and have 6 kids, and I also have a business on Main Street, so I keep pretty busy.
Luann Lyon, used to be Luann Parham, and I work on yachts, and I live in Florida.
I'm Martha Snyder Rowland. I'm a registered nurse. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. I'm graduated, my graduation class of 1957. Having a wonderful time.
I'm Bob Butchie, and this is my wife, Sue. I'm in real estate development in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I'm a class of 1957.
Virginia Davenport Orendorf in Peoria, Illinois.
My name is Luann Norton, class of 1956. I'm a junior high teacher, social studies. We live in Dubuque, Iowa.
I'm Don Norton, class of 1956. I'm a publisher. We live in Dubuque, Iowa.
Terry Howard, class of 56. My wife and I live in Anamosa, 1108 East First Street.
This is Jim Teamer, class of 53. Production Purchasing Manager, Oscar Meyer & Company at Madison, Wisconsin.
My name is Joyce Weber Deitmeyer. I live here in Anamosa. We own the Stone City Quarries, and I'm also an executor.
I'm Cecilia McLaughlin Hatcher, class of 1957. I teach in the Anamosa Community Schools, and I have an antique shop downtown.
Hi, I'm Bill Benson from Peoria, Illinois, class of 57. I live in Peoria, Illinois, and I have a series of retail appliance stores.
Mary Jo Bose Vaughn, class of 1957. I live in Omaha, Nebraska.
Dick Seeley, class of 57. Work for energy manufacturing in Monticello and live in Monticello.
My name is Kenneth J. Hovitt, attorney at law.
Winnie Williams, Fawn Creek Homes, Anamosa, Iowa.
Fred Williams, house father, and I live in Langworthy, Iowa.
Ernie Alfords, class of 54, farmer.
Hi, my name is Nancy Wheat, class of 1954, and my husband and I live in Minneapolis.
Hi, I'm Mary Ann Scanlon Cox. I live here in Anamosa. I'm with the class of 1954.
Charlie Hartwig, class of 1954. I'm a truck driver for Churchill Truck Lines, and I live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Yeah, my name is Russell Hoke. I live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. From the class of 1958, and I work for Rockwell Collins in Cedar Rapids.
Ann Porter Nagy, class of 59.
Sharon Mayberry Duncan, class of 59.
Lila Cuno Kramer, an occupational therapist working in Cedar Rapids.
Sandy Slate Rickliff, and I live at Center Junction, and I'm an activity coordinator at the county home, and I'm mayor of Center Junction.
Marty Martinson.
Mary Ann Martinson, class of 1960. Belong to Marty Martinson, live in Anamosa.
Georgia Gerst Darnell, and live at home in Delhi.
Dennis Darnell, a class of 60. I'm a veterinarian with the USDA, and I live in Delhi, Iowa.
I'm Ron Benson, class of 60. I live in Danbury, Connecticut, and I teach at a university out there.
Jerry Blaney Rathman, class of 60. I'm a nurse and I live in Ocala, Florida. Marilyn Frank Alba, 1960 class, live in Anamosa, work at the Anamosa school system.
Bonnie Goldsmith Walderback, class of 1960. I work at the Anamosa Journal here in Anamosa.
Bob Walderback. I'm a hairdresser in Anamosa, class of 1960.
Mary Ann Ament McCluskey from Glen Ellen, Illinois. I'm ticket office manager at a performing arts center.
Phyllis Knight Carey, class of 1959, here from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, celebrate the Sesquicentennial.
Hello, Terry Reeves. Occupation, teacher.
My name's Nancy Newhard, class of 1959. I work for a McDonald's Corporation and I live in Tucson, Arizona. My name is Ruth Holly Kerr. I graduated in 1958. I'm a student at Northeast Missouri State University at Kirksville, and I live on a farm north and east of Memphis, Missouri.
What do I say? My name is Bud Simmons, and I'm in class 58. I am a welder, and I work in, the hell do I work in? Cedar Rapids Incorporated.
Harlan Michaels. I teach in Dubuque, Iowa, class of 1958.
Reynold Eden, class of 61, occupation supervisor for Underground Cable TV. I live in Independence, Missouri.
Judy Knutson Walderback. We live in Marion, and I'm a key punch operator.
Tom Walderback, Marion. I work for the Marion Police Department.
Ruth Rosdale. What do you want to know? I'm a hairdresser, and we live between Marion and Springville on 151. I graduated in 1962.
Steve Pearett, class of 59. I own a glass company in Bettendorf, Iowa.
Marilyn Bickney Spirit, class of 62. I live in Bettendorf. I'm a paralegal.
Tom Snyder, class of 1961. I'm teaching science for 19 years.
Ron Condry, class of 61. I'm an administrator for the state of Illinois, and I live in St. Louis.
My name is Jane Porter Iskion. I'm a monogrammer. I'm the class of 1965, and I live in Tucson, Arizona.
I'm Sue Brown Michael, and I live in Tampa, Florida with my husband Mick and our children. I'm in the class of 1968, and I am a real estate agent for Merrill Lynch Realty.
Jerry Conrad, class of 1964. I'm a residential builder developer in the Chicago area.
My name is Diane Labarge Gutierrez, and I live in Sao Paulo, Brazil, South America.
I'm Dennis Turks, the class of 64. I am a Lutheran pastor in Ontario, California.
Marge Eilers, 1964. I'm a housewife, and I live in Anamosa. I'm a farmer.
Warren Hall, rural route Anamosa, class of 64. Drive for Walnut Hill Lumber Company, and live just north of Anamosa.
Joanne Severs Rickliffs from the class of 64. We live over by Langworthy. My husband's a carpenter farmer, and we own the Regal Eagle restaurant in Anamosa.
Vicki Conley, Vicki Johnson Conley. I live in Olin. I'm with the class of 1963.
Kathy Hubbard, class of 64, and I live in Corvallis, Oregon.
Hey, hi, I'm Jan Mayberry Rubin, class of 63. Occupation, well, I'm unemployed at the moment, which is just great, right? And I live in New Jersey.
My name is Carol Donovan Dunshee, class of 63. I'm a computer programmer for the government, and we are living in Hawaii. My name is Connie Brink Wells, class of 65. I'm a nurse living in Evansville, Indiana, married to Don Wells, former pastor here in Anamosa.
Melinda Herder Engelbart, class of 1965, and I run the Hitchin Post in Anamosa.
I'm Ellen Pete Ockery. I teach art in Missouri Valley, Iowa.
Jen Lubin Munoz, class of 1966.
Joan Caprandicious, class of 1968.
I'm Cecilia Parks from the class of 68. I'm a school teacher and I live in Anamosa.
This is Dick Conrad, graduated in 1968.
Which one's your wife?
This is not my wife.
This is not his wife. I'm not his wife.
This is my wife.
This is
my wife, Kathy. I teach school in Cedar Rapids and we live in Marion.
Hey, Steve Polter, class 68. How are you? This is not my wife either.
Oh, I'm telling. Where are you from, Steve?
I'm John Randolph, class of 68, and this is my wife.
Dan Sherm, and we're living here in Anamosa.
Amy Sherm, class of 1973, and he is class of 1973 too.
Marcy Brady Klein, class of 73. I live in Redlands, California.
Terry Daly Legg, class of 73. We live in West Des Moines, Iowa.
Dean Legg, class of 73, live in West Des Moines, Iowa.
This is Joan, used to be Schumacher, now I'm Gergen, and this is my husband.
Bill. And we live in Cincinnati, Ohio.
My name's Joe Wegman. I graduated in 1974. I'm a brain surgeon living in Iowa City now. It's good to see everybody. Thank you.
My name is Kevin Merritt, graduate of 74, occupation CPA. I live here in Anamosa.
Hi, I'm Rena, and I'm visiting from St. Louis, and I'm getting married Dan Heron soon.
Hi, I'm Dan Heron, and I live in St. Louis, and I graduated in 1976, and she just thinks she's going to marry me.
Dawn Heron Wegman, and I am married to that brain surgeon right over there.
I'm Angie Baker, and I graduated in 1974.
Bien, je m'appelle Monsieur Denis. Je fais mes études de lycée en 69. J'habite à Dubuque.
Becky Crump, class of 1969. I live in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Iowa, and I'm and I take care of my kids.
My name's Terry Barger, even though in our annual it says Steve Baker. Graduated in 1969. I live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I'm a salesman.
I'm Priscilla Capron. My maiden name was Hintz. I live right here in Anamosa.
I'm Deneen Anderson Smith. I graduated in the class of 1970. I live in Decatur, Illinois, and I'm employed by Illinois Power Company.
My name's Lee Miller. Graduated in 1971.
My name is Debbie Heron Weeks. I live in St. Louis, Missouri. I graduated in the class of 1971.
I'm Rob Engelbart, and I work as a sales rep for Simone Engineering. I live in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I graduated in the class of 71.
My name is Stuart Jansen. I'm from the class of 1972, and I farm, and I live near Piasta, Iowa.
It's David and Jody Poulter, class of 76. We live in the Twin Cities, and we're here visiting everybody.
This is Ken Perry. He started teaching here in 1962. Taught math. I'm his wife, Sandra.
Hi, I'm another one of the Buntings. I graduated in 1976. My name's Daryl Bunting, and I live in Ames, Iowa. This is my wife, Kathy.
Hi.
And I work in an insulation business in Ames.
My name's Dorothy Bunty Montgomery. I'm from the class of 1979. I'm working as a secretary computer person, and I live in Ames, Iowa.
My name is Darcy Johannes Gruber. I'm class 1979. I'm assistant manager of a credit union, and I live in Waukee. I work in West Des Moines.
Milt Luxted, 1981. I'm an agricultural science, technology, and marketing instructor at Parkersburg High School in Parkersburg, Iowa, where my wife Kelly and I now live.
Hi, this is Dave George. I graduated in 1981. I'm currently an area manager with Ideal Industries in the Kansas City area, and I'm married to this beautiful lady,
Susan George.
Susan George, and we're happily married. Thank you.
I am Donna Miller, and I was in charge of this all-school reunion, and I want to thank everybody for being so cooperative.
I want to welcome you to our final activities for the weekend. It's been a wonderful weekend. When the Sesquicentennial Committee was planning this festivity, we had no place to find the information, the history that we needed to carry out some of our activities. The only thing that we had was the centennial edition of the newspaper. We did not have a history book. The reason for the Time Capsule Committee being formed was so that when the next committee, which won't be me, is planning our bicentennial, they will have places to go for information. Bob George has been chairman of that committee, and he will tell you about the members of his committee and the plans that they have for preserving our history.
Well, thank you, Anna. It's somewhat of a job to come up with something like a time capsule to be opened in 50 years and to wonder what people might like to look at in that 50 years from now. We don't know what the technology will be. We'll be putting in things like videos from the celebration this weekend. We don't even know if they'll have VCRs in that particular day to play those on. But we will hope that there's some kind of technology that they will be able to transpose them onto whatever the instruments of the day are that will be able to see what we did here this weekend. Some of the important things we had are probably things that many of you own already, and that is the memorabilia from the Sesquicentennial store. And of course this includes everything from derby hats to glass balls to beer steins, spoons, coins, shaving permits, garters, thimbles, utility jars, and if it was down in the store, we're going to include it in the time capsule. It'd been real great to open up a time capsule from 1938 and see what they had at that celebration. At this point in time, I'm not sure they had anything like this because, as far as I know, nothing like that has come to light. The yearbook will be in there, our history book, be a copy of that. We're putting in 2 high school yearbooks, the 87 and 88 yearbook. We're putting in things like automobile directories. How would it be to open up a time capsule and find some 1938 car catalogs, for example? These are sort of some of the things we're looking at. We're getting information from our local industries. That will be in there. A 1988 presidential voters guide, maybe in the year 2038. That'll give them some direction. We haven't had too much this year. Better Homes and Gardens bulletins and that sort of thing. Just about anything we could think of that might be of interest to people in 50 years from now. But Bob, Mr. Walterback, I would like to now formally present to you the work of this Time Capsule Committee. I don't have anything to hand to you except a little bit of work. But at some point in the future, I hope you and I can be together and put that box in the community center in its appropriate location, and formally would like to present her to Bob Walterback at this time, who is chairman of the Community Center Building Committee.
Thank you, Bob, and the Community Center Committee are grateful that they thought of us at the time they were deciding what to do with the time capsule. I can talk loud, but I knew I couldn't talk over that. The plans now, according to the architect, are to have the time capsule buried in the front entrance of the community center with a very appropriate plaque, so all of us who enjoy the community center will indeed know the memories in 50 years will be opened up and enjoyed hopefully right in the community center, which a year from now, with a little bit of luck, will be opened and for the use of everyone here. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob, and your committee. We appreciate the work. For 1.5 years, we've been remembering the past. Many hearts and hands have worked together to make this celebration a success. We've searched our roots, and in the searching, have renewed our strength. We hope that our returning alumni have enjoyed renewing old friendships. We are proud of you, but equally proud of the alumni that have stayed and made Anamosa a better place. On behalf of the committee, I want to thank everyone who has helped to make this celebration a success. I don't want tonight